Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's episode, we'll be providing a brief refresher on the surprise Game Week 26 and then reveal our plans for the double Game Week 27. However, before we do, please remember to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. We will really appreciate it. Also, feel free to follow us on Twitter at FPL_A+. Today's FPL trivia question is as follows. Which player has the highest points per match until Game Week 26? The three options are Option A, Riyad Mahrez. Option B, Mikael Almiron. Option C, Reece Nelson. Please stay tuned. This answer will be revealed at the end of the video. We carry on with today's Game Week 26 team review. Game Week 26 had lots of surprises. It was a battle of the wildcarders versus the non-wildcarders. Many FPL managers who set up their teams with a wildcard was with an intention to target the double Game Week players for Game Week 27 and building up to double Game Week 29. However, as it turned out to be, Arsenal disappointed with Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli and Martin Odegaard, none of them contributing in goals or assists, though Arsenal still won, and also the Arsenal defenders not keeping a clean sheet. So that was the start of the surprise. We then saw Liverpool against Manchester United, and what a massive match, what an insane match that was. Nobody would have predicted a massive Liverpool whitewash with 7-0, and with Marcus Rashford, who was in many FPL managers teams, was in the form of his life and he blanked. And Mo Salah, who many wildcarders had transferred out, that was in many wildcarders teams before, he contributed with a massive 21-point haul, and Darwin Núñez also contributed. So well done to those that did not actually press the wildcard button and had Mo Salah in their teams, and those that captained Mo Salah, massive congratulations. That was definitely a brilliant upside move, and many of you would have seen massive green arrows. Unfortunately, our team was in a state to be wildcarded, and as you can see, there's only at the back in goal we've got Kepa and Estupiñán that came away with clean sheets. Not any worthy attackers that came with any form of attacking returns. Haaland had an assist for 4 points, and Tony, the only one that contributed with a goal and 8 points. Other than that, it was actually quite a very bleak game week for wildcarders, who many would have had a very similar team to the team that you would have seen here. The most notable difference, instead of Maddison, many wildcarders went for a Brighton midfielder. So well done. If you had Matoma or McAllister in, it would have potentially made a bit of a difference to your score. Overall, the points total that our team managed was a very, very disappointing 37 points compared to the average of 43 points. We were totally taken back and did not expect this to happen. On paper, this team definitely does not deserve a low of 37 points. However, we believe that this was quite a bit of a freakish week. So do not despair. If you're in a similar boat, then you do have these lows. It's how you bounce back from these lows that actually really matters, and you can't continue having green arrows throughout the 38 game weeks. You are bound to have some red arrows, and you've got to take it on the chin. However, overall, on a positive perspective, we are still within the top 100,000 out of more than 11 million FPL managers Our current rank is around 74,305. If at the start of the season you had to give me this rank, I definitely would have taken a close eye. So we've just got to steady the ship a little bit from here and attack responsibly the double game weeks and plan accordingly, and try to also figure out where there could be potential surprises or differentials, and also where there are certain instincts and gut transfers. Also keep those in mind, as not everything in FPL works purely on stats. Sometimes there are certain teams that you can see the momentum shifting, whether it's positively or negatively, and you've got to be there to seize that. That can be the differentiator between a top 10k finish or a top 500k finish. This is just a summary of our Game Week 26, our pre-wildcard FPL players that we had and those that we transferred out, compared to those that we transferred in for our post-wildcard. And as you can see, the main contributors to the wildcard that we transferred out was Darwin Núñez with 12. We had Mo Salah with 21. That gives you already 33. And then we've got Ben White with 7. That gives you that's also a 7. So that's 40 points there, compared to the players that we replaced him with. Kane that had 2 points. We had Matoma that we eventually actually took out as well. So we had Marsh on the bench with 3 points and Zinchenko with 1. So those were the main changes. This is the current FPLA Plus Super League standings. In first place, we've got Dennis Kuswanda, who's holding on to that first place. Very well done, Dennis. In second place, we've got FPL Jonas. Well done, FPL Jonas, moving up onto second on the rankings. And then third place, we've got Supramaniam. Well done, also moving up to third. Fourth place, we've got Arnav Garg. Then in fifth place, we've got Daniel Kojo Prapong. Sixth place goes to James Light. In seventh place, we've got Pedro Azevedo. And joint seventh, we have got yours truly. And ninth place, jointly, we've got Piyush Singla and Anderson Morero dos Santos. Well done, everybody who's made it into the top 10. Those that are not yet there but are close, keep on pushing and your time will come soon. This is just a reminder on the fixture schedule ahead. Nothing has changed since our last video. Just a reminder that Game Week 27, there are a few teams that have got doubles, 4 in fact, with the main top teams being Brentford and Brighton, and Crystal Palace and Southampton also have doubles. And in Game Week 28, there are a few blanks that you can see, and then Game Week 29, there are quite a few doubles, which is actually the biggest double game week of the year. So many people will be trying to maximize Game Week 29, so that's quite key to keep in mind. And then 32 is likely to be a game week where there are going to be a couple of blanks as well. The current Game Week 27 top player transfers as at the time of recording are as follows. In first place, we've got Matoma being the most transferred player in, followed by Ivan Toney. Thereafter, Estupinian, Ben Mee and Mo Salah. So quite interesting to see that Mo Salah is the only single week player who's in the top 5. And if you're looking at the top transfers out, you've got Riyad Mahrez, followed by Nketiah, who you can understand, and he's been injured. Kevin De Bruyne, who hasn't been really in great form, and then Martin Odegaard, which is a bit of a surprise as he blanked in the last match, but he's had quite a decent season, and his move could potentially be just a shift out a Arsenal player in order to bring in a Brighton midfielder who's got a double game week in Game Week 27. So the top 5 players that you see, what you would say would be the most recommended transfers for this game week. I would also add in McAllister as well as Solly Marsh from Brighton. And also the goalkeepers, if you're looking at a goalkeeper, Raya looks like a good option. He's one of the top goalkeepers for FPL so far. So those are some transfers that you could consider. And then another defender, a little bit cheaper than Ben Mee, also from the same team. And that would be Henry, as well as Ethan Pinnock, who scored in the last game week. The current Game Week 27 plan that we have in mind is as follows. Two potential transfer options. We haven't yet made the transfer. The main transfer option that we are thinking of at the current moment is to transfer out Gabriel Martinelli and bring in Kaoru Mitoma. Mitoma has been one of the most informed players in the Brighton team. He's definitely set the team alight. And if you look at his fixtures, he's got a double game week in game week 27, followed by a blank in game week 28. But then he's got another double in game week 29. So if you bench him in game week 28, you could then have some great fixtures 27 and 29. So you're basically getting two for the price of one. He's very cheap at 5.5. He started off in actual fact much less than that. And Gabriel Martinelli, he's not a bad player to actually keep in your team. However, if you've got to look for a spot and if you are targeting a player, you'll need to target most likely a single game week player. Doesn't mean that Martinelli can't outscore Mitoma, as we saw in the last match. A single game week player such as Mo Salah has definitely got the ability. But you've probably got to play the odds, and most likely than not, you would want the upside in terms of a double game week player versus a single game week player. The alternative option could also be McAllister if you've already got Mitoma, and then there is also Solly March. It is the month of March, so who knows, it could be his month. The other alternative Game Week 27 transfer that we are considering, and this is a bit more of a value move, so the transfer out in order to fund this would be James Maddison out and Mo Salah in. And the reason for this could be in order to try to keep the momentum that Liverpool have got, and they play Bournemouth next. They had quite a high scoring game when they played them last, so there is a possibility that when Mo Salah is in this form that he could potentially haul, and he could in actual fact outscore some double game week players. However, the issue is that he's got a blank next in 28 and then has got a double in 29, but you've got to say it's not an easy double as he plays Manchester City and then he's got a rejuvenated Chelsea team as well to face. So Mo Salah can haul against any team. That's definitely not the best double for Mo Salah. However, when he is in this form, then no team can really stop him. In order to fund this move, the only option that we can squeeze in is to take out Bukayo Saka and then bring in Mitoma. This would be for a -4, and this would mean keeping Martinelli instead of Saka as compared to the previous option. So the main question you've got to ask yourself, how does this team structure set you up for the game weeks going forward? This is how our Game Week 27 team is likely to line up. If we go with option 1, in goal we've got Raya. In defense we've got Trippier, Estupiñán and Henry. In the midfield we've got Saka, Rashford, Marsh and Mitoma. And up front our forwards are Erling Haaland, Harry Kane and Ivan Toney. On the bench we've got Kepa, Maddison, Zinchenko and Botman. Quite a solid bench if required. Our current Game Week 27 team captain is on Ivan Toney, who plays Everton and Southampton away, with the vice captaincy on Mitoma, who plays against Leeds and Crystal Palace. I've got to say this is probably one of the tougher game week captaincy choices, and we could easily go with any of the Brighton midfielders Matoma's probably up there. Solly March, he could definitely also feature. And Matoma, he's just one of those gems, those star ballers who you just love to see playing. So yeah, we could still move our captaincy, but at this stage we are slightly leaning towards Ivan Toney. The answer to the FPL trivia question that we asked earlier, the question was, which player has the highest points per match until game week 26? The three options were Riyad Mahrez, Mikel Almiron or Reiss Nelson. Did you get this answer right? Please comment down below. The answer to this question is Reiss Nelson. Reiss Nelson has got a points per match of 10.3, followed by Mikel Almiron at 5.3 and Riyad Mahrez at 4.4. That's it for this game week video. We hope you enjoyed it and it was quite useful. All the best for game week 27. Please remember to follow us on Twitter. Please like and subscribe, as well as follow team news and team developments before finalizing your team. All the best, and may your arrows be green. Cheerio.